Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Charger 360, telling the stories of the University of New Haven. J.W. Stewart along with Bruce Barber as Season 3 kicks off yet again.
Yes, Episode 2, Season 3, and J-Dub, as you know, I'm always keeping my ear to the ground.
You are a man about campus. You might be the BMOC, the big man on campus.
I like to walk around, see my people.
Yep.
Find the stories. And we were at a function, and I meet Jeff Hunt. Mm-hmm. And Jeff Hunt starts telling me about the amazing things he's doing as the assistant director at the Center for Learning Resources. J-Dub, I said, booked.
It even helped that you would actually watch like every episode we've ever done.
That was the other thing. He said he's watched every episode. I said, definitely booked.
Big fan.
We found him.
Yes. Well, Jeff, I hope this lives up to the hype and everything you've seen so far. But we're grateful that you're here. Thanks for being here on Charger 360. Give the viewers a sense of your background and your path here to the University of New Haven, because it, like most of our guests, was not a straight line.
Sure, happy to. So I was born and raised in Oregon. After high school, I wanted to get out of the rain, so I went down to California, and I did my undergraduate degree there in English. When I was finished in California, I went to a job fair. I got interested in teaching English in Japan. I did some interviews. 2 weeks before I was set to go to Japan, the school called me up and they said, hey, we overhired. We made a mistake. Do you want to go to Korea instead? And I said, why not? So I thought I'd work a year in South Korea, and I ended up there 5 years. And I just kept going back and kept going back for other things. I worked my way up through administration in an international school in Seoul. But eventually I wanted to come and get my graduate degree, so I came back over, went to the University of New Mexico, got my master's, and at that time I started dating the woman who would become my wife. She was going to graduate school in BU, Boston. She's from Boston. She said, hey, we got to move over this way. So we made our way up here to Connecticut, we stopped in North Carolina for about 5 years, but now we're here, and I used to do college instructing. I used to teach English classes. Now I got into academic support, so I help manage the tutoring center here on campus. Center for Learning Resources, we say CLR. It's a lot of acronyms around here, but we're huge. We're the biggest employer of student employees here now. We passed residence life. We get about 10,000 visits a year, and we have every subject supported with tutors, professional, peer tutors, graduate tutors, everything from Arabic all the way down to the most obscure classes you couldn't believe in, but mainly we're supporting forensics, criminology, every class they take, and it's been a joy. We've grown it out, and it's a lot of fun. I couldn't imagine how good it was going to be.
So, number one, let me just point this out. I think
Sure.
that's the longest journey to the University
Yes.
of
Well,
New
thank
Haven.
you.
By way of South Korea.
That's exactly right. Do you get frequent flyer miles?
I wish.
But the other thing I wanted to say was, so I often tell people, so I'm here on campus running the radio station. I was a shock jock for 18 years. I only have the 1 degree. There are no extra letters after my name. I have a great appreciation for those of you who are so well educated. But I think where I can really relate to a lot of students is I think back on my college experience, and I really was not prepared for college. Even though I've been fortunate enough to go to a private school, and I probably should have been better prepared, there were a lot of things that I found just overwhelming. So that's why it's so gratifying for me, when we were talking at lunch, to hear about all the things you're doing and the things that you offer to students that are in that same position I was in, which is that once they encounter some challenges, that there is a place for them to go on campus.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, we tell students, and we talk to parents as well, college should be a struggle. Now, it should be a struggle academically. There's other ways it shouldn't be, but when students are being pressed to grow, they should find classes hard, and that's where they're going to find success. The average student who comes to our center has a 3.2 GPA. We've done the math, and that's not a bad GPA at all. We have people who come in who have 4 points, and they just want to maintain grades. They want to meet with professors, students who've taken these classes, students who've been working 3, 4, 5 semesters, and they want to maintain how they're doing, and that's great. But we also have people who are coming in and they're lost. They're trying to save their grades, they need some help, they need some advice, and that's great too. almost every single person who comes in, and we're free, it's included with tuition, they always come in more than once. Average is about 4, which means they're not being turned off, and it can be a place to work on homework and try to get a handle on what they're doing, or a place to actively ask questions that they wouldn't have to get on Google or YouTube or ask someone else in their class. All that's great, but they could also just work quietly with someone who's going to direct them. If you're having a hard time in college, why not come down? It doesn't cost any money.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, you're already paying for it. You're paying
Yeah.
for the service. You might as well take advantage of that service. Do you guys track how the students do after they come to you and how their grades might improve?
We do in some ways. We have data supporting, we have a few different cohorts, and I can tell you about that. We have a writing center.
Yep.
For anyone who wants to come down, from planning out a paper to having the paper reviewed, working on citations, things like that. It's extensively used with our grads who are getting masters and PhDs and having their dissertations reviewed. So it's everyone from freshmen to, about some of the doctoral of health science students. They're CEOs of hospitals, and they're just getting another degree. So it's everyone. We have all the peer tutors who cover every subject. And then we have embedded tutors, and those are students we're sending out in classes to help the professors. Those we've been able to track a lot of data. We looked at the data of many physics classes, and the students who are going to see physics tutors, on average, are getting an 8% higher grade. 8% doesn't sound like that much until you realize it's the difference between a B+ and an A, which is terrific. So we do have data to show.
And the other thing, and so we talk about this often, the fact that here on Charger 360, families could be watching and they're thinking about sending their student to us. And so, but I think, and I talk about this when we're, talking to potential students, and again, this comes back to something I didn't realize, that you really do need to treat college as a job almost, right? To me, it was like, oh, college. Everybody said it's supposed to be a lot of fun. And listen, I had a lot of fun. But I think I was kind of, I kind of missed the memo, right? So do you find that's something that people are aware of when they get here, that I gotta work hard, or is it something that sometimes they have to learn as they go?
I think it's both. I think some people come in with a mindset where they want to work hard, and others might get a test that maybe makes them reconsider what they're doing about midterm time or so, maybe next month. And that's okay too. It's never too late to take charge of your learning and come in, and we like all of the above. It's okay to have fun as well. We put on events. We always have every year mini golf in the quad. We do a lot of October events to get people to come in, raffles, dress-up contests, a lot of events at the end of the year and in the spring, barbecues, things like that. So college should be fun. It's not all throwing wardrobes off of balconies and things like that. But you can also, it's an unmistakable thing to remember. And that was my college experience, but I wish it was. And you can do that, and you can get good grades at the same time, or you can get grades that get you passing classes. We just want you to be learning and growing.
If you don't know what Jeff's referring to, go back, look at Charger 360, season 2, the last episode.
I didn't name names, though. It could be one of you two, but it's not me.
It was the one with the dean.
That was a great story. I'm glad you remembered that, Jeff.
Yeah,
Well done.
I spent some time in the dean's office at Hobart College. So,
No Truth to the Rumor Animal House was based on your college experience, right?
oh no.
Like you said, college is all about fun. It's part about fun and academics. You've certainly had a lot of fun, in your travels. You have gone all over the world. You mentioned South Korea. That's just one spot. You have traveled to 19 countries and 47 states, and we have some photos to help illustrate that. We'll put it up here in the monitor and put it up on the screen. I want you to kind of take us through where you've been in your travels. Some of the countries we mentioned, South Korea. This one we can guess, right?
Yeah, close to home, Brooklyn Bridge.
Nice Whalers hat, though.
Love that Whalers hat.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to learn about them when I came here.
Oh,
it's my favorite team now, of course.
Yes, good call.
But yeah, walking across there, we're so lucky to be around here, close to New York City.
Yep.
But this is Harbin, China. This is actually, it is China, but it's Inner Mongolia, one of the coldest places on earth. And I went to an ice festival there back when I used to live in Asia. It's about 20 below in that picture.
Oh,
Yeah, you go once and you don't need to go again. Opposite, this is Arizona, very famous Antelope Canyon.
Wow.
It's in a lot of brochures and things like
that's a
that.
beautiful picture you took.
Yeah, thank you very
Yep.
much.
Yeah, I thought this was cool. Where is this?
This is also the Ice Festival in China. They have some similar ones in Asia. This is the best one. All that's cut from blocks of ice that weigh a couple tons each. They get it out of the river. The city that they construct doesn't melt for about 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. This is Zion National Park in Utah. My wife and I love to hike, love to camp. We spent a few weeks here. This is on the way up to a place called Angel's Landing.
Okay.
That would be back when I need to shave a bit, but the Grand Canyon also, you know, the picture looks good. The smell in the photo is probably not the best. A big backpacking trip, but we're outdoorsy. I was an Eagle Scout back in the day, and this is close to home. That's my wife. She's a student here as well. Our son, he's now 2, and our dog Linus. And this is in right outside of Boston.
Very good. And it's smart with the Red Sox hat.
You have to adapt.
Yes,
This
you
is,
do.
You have to adapt.
Be careful wearing that on the Brooklyn Bridge. You can
So
get
I've
away
heard,
with
no.
you
Yeah.
can get away with the Hartford Whalers hat. I think the Brooklyn Bridge. Red Sox might be a different story. So you said 47 states. What are the 3 states you've not been to, Jeff?
Sure, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. So the deep south, that direction, I want to go. I need to go badly.
Yes, 2 words, road trip.
I know.
Let's go right now.
I would love to.
What's next on your travel bucket list? You probably will cross those off at some point. Any other parts of the world you've not been to?
Well, we let our passports expire during COVID. We just got them back.
Okay.
So that's great, and I think we're going to go to Ireland at the start of next summer. So my mother-in-law would really like to go there, and we're going to have a good trip. It'll be back on the road after a while.
This is, it's very interesting, especially in contrast to my travel, which is, I rarely leave our zip code, so that is.
It's impressive.
Now, here's where I find we do have something in common, and I think there might have to be a good old-fashioned showdown on campus. I understand here you consider yourself to be a good foosball player.
Yes, I do. Yes. Are
See,
you?
we too do our homework.
I am impressed.
Here.
That was
I say
not
we, I
included.
mean J-Dub.
Whatever I can do to make it sound smart, right?
That's helpful, but
Yes.
it's been a while, but in college, I spent a fair amount of time playing foosball.
You don't say.
We had one in the Theta Delta Chi house, and yes, I became quite proficient. My parents were very proud of that, too, when I...
If we had a foosball table in the CLR, I wouldn't get any work done.
Okay, so,
It's
yeah,
terrific. We should get one, or at least in
let's
here.
go, definitely.
So you don't have one at home?
No. I'm going to convince my wife, but I asked for one for holidays and for my birthday every year growing up, and unfortunately I never got one. But it was a camp and a college activity. At one time, I would have said I'm the best you've ever met, but
Okay.
Wow.
maybe it's faded a little
We
bit
gotta
now.
get one on campus.
Yeah.
We should.
I'll-
Maybe
I'll take you up anytime.
Let's
Maybe
go.
we put one here in the studio and we bring Jeff
Oh,
back,
yes.
and we see who actually
There
it
we
would be the
go.
foosball king.
I'd
Yeah,
love to.
and we have DraftKings.
Yeah,
would be
well,
involved.
we
You
could we
you
could do
press your
that.
bets.
Or at least in the German club.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
You said your wife is a student here?
Yeah, she's a dietitian by training. She's worked in hospitals. And when we moved here, she got interested in the Doctor of Health Sciences courses here. We have a few doctorate programs here. This one's very up and coming. It's terrific. It's expansive. So she applied and got in and is absolutely loving it. It's a good program. I've met a lot of the people in it. They do residencies. It's a lot of people who are working in hospitals and administration, and that's kind of the path she's taking now. So I can't speak more highly of, I help students all day. We see 40% of the student body in a given semester. We wish we saw more, but that's almost 4,000, 5,000 students. And then I see my wife working on courses at home, and when she's coming here and I'm watching the sun.
This
so
is a
I'm
University of New
all
Haven
in.
family.
It is.
These are
And it's
Chargers.
terrific.
They
Yeah.
are, yeah.
Yes.
The different roads to get here. I said circumnavigate the globe.
Yeah.
Of course, the big question is, does she go to the Center for Learning Resources for help?
You know, she does. She does sometimes. Like I said, we have very extensive writing help that goes all the way to every level. And she has her manuscripts looked over. She asks for help. Planning has, everyone can learn, no matter what, right? If you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or you're just 18 or 19, you can always grow. And that's what we want people to know.
Well, you and your family have certainly found a home here at the University of New Haven. Last question, we'll let you go, Jeff, as we're running out of time. This is an opportunity for you to talk to our viewers, prospective students, their families. Why should they come here, and then why should they go to the CLR?
That's a terrific question. So we're a small school. I went to one as well, and I like it. Now we're becoming about medium size, 4,000 or 5,000 undergraduates, about the same graduate students. You get classes where everyone knows your name, the professors know your name, you can work in groups that are manageable, and we have terrific programs. Forensic, criminology, bar none. English classes and humanities, you get that small attention that you need. Everything here is terrific. And then, if you do need help, we are batting way above our weight when it comes to, or punching above our weight. When it comes to student support, we're one of the biggest programs in all of New England. We're on size, comparative to Yale. We blow other schools out of the water that are our size student body. We just have so much support to offer. It comes with tuition. There's no additional cost. We place tutors and people who do consults in the Orange campus, in Prato, over in Italy, in Dodds for people studying music. And it's through Zoom, it's in person, it's all weekend long. There's no reason not to get help if you have any question at all. So we're a one-stop shop.
It's a big reason why our students succeed, right? Is when they seek you out, seek out everyone who works for you. Jeff, amazing work as always. Jeff Hunt, the Assistant Director for our Center for Learning Resources here at the University of New Haven. Thanks for being here on Charger 360.
Thank you, it was a pleasure.
Well, what an episode.
Yeah, I can't wait for Jeff to come back and you guys to play foosball.
That is going to be, wow. I'm going to have to start practicing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to ask where you found that fact. That's
Sound
terrific.
like he's good.
Well, a good reporter never reveals his sources,
Okay.
Jeff, so.
All right.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, something like that.
Jeff, there's a lot of information about you online.
Okay. It is a passion of mine.
Yes.
I was surprised, but I'm glad it was a good one.
Wow. J-Dub.
And on that note,
We're watching you.
yes, we are. Thanks for being here, Jeff. Great to see you. And as to everyone watching as well, thanks for being here on Charger 360, telling the stories of the University of New Haven. For Jeff Hunt, for Bruce Barber, I'm J.W. Stewart. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.